So what's going on, guys? Riotbox here, and welcome back to some more F1 2020 career mode. And today we are heading back into season 2 career mode. This is the driver career mode, of course, where we have just joined the Scuderia Ferrari team, and today it is the crown jewel on the calendar, that is Monaco. So let's see how we get on. We've got some qualifying to get in and do. It's going to be a wet session, then we've got a 20 lap race in the dry. So qualifying is going to be pretty tricky because we've got to use the dry setup, and yeah, we're just gonna have to see how we get on with that in the quali. We're gonna have to take the compromise, but in the race it should work out well for us. So take a look at R&D then. You can see progress so far this season. We got a 4th out in Australia and a 5th out at Zandvoort. So let's see if we can get a podium maybe at Monaco. I don't know if it will suit our car, but we're 2nd in the R&D tree. We've recovered, and Renault are the ones to watch. So in terms of development then, I'm not sure what I want to do. I mean, we've got we should probably do some more on the powertrain side of things. I mean, look at that, we've got the 3rd best power unit. We're right for the chassis side, and then aero we're pretty good as well, but I'm going to keep building. Let's go for this one. What I'm going to do is, what's the difference? So Monday the 1st of June for rush development. Well, either way we can get it in time with standard development to hit for the Canadian Grand Prix. So let's get that on the go. Let's do that with only 10% chance of failure. Then I've only got 500 points left, so I can't afford anything else. I was going to look at doing simultaneous development on aero, but there we go, 500 resource points to go. In terms of engine and gearbox then, well, the gearbox will last another race. In terms of everything else, I mean, the ICE probably needs a change. There is no penalty for this action, so let's take a new ICE. In fact, I'm going to undo that because Monaco isn't really a power unit track, so we'll use it, and then next time out at Canada we'll get a fresh power unit. Same goes for everything else. I'm just going to leave everything on. So let's get into qualifying then and see how we get on. Before we do that though, let's look at the standings. We're in 4th place, just behind our former teammate Daniel Ricciardo. So let's get straight down to the grid then. So this 2nd lap in, qualifying's a little bit better. We're about a second under our previous time. Fastest middle sector, not quite in the 1st, and for some reason my ERS overtake button isn't there. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong or don't know what, but anyway, it's good enough for P3 unless it now auto deploys. I'm not too sure. So taking a look at the times then, we've dropped down to P6, 24.9. that's 9 tenths off of Daniel Ricciardo. Charles Leclerc just goes about a 10th quicker than us. So yeah, that lap time by Daniel Ricciardo is a really solid lap time. Where's Hamilton? Has he been out for a lap? He has, 25.4. So I'm going to accelerate time a little bit. We'll let the track really dry up, and then we'll go out for another 2 lap stint. So let's go out now, fresh tyres on. Let's see if we can't improve our time. Oh, wrestling the car around the last sector. Once again, we're about a second under our previous time. Track really seems a lot drier than it did earlier on. Really having to fight the rear end on this car. Lost half a second in that last sector, but we're just a little bit quicker than our teammate, and backed out of that lap. And I think we've got a little bit, yeah, we got a tiny bit of damage on the front wings. So that's us done. 7th place, as both Mercedes ended up hopping up the order. But look at that, 6 tenths clear of everyone else. Lando Norris put in an absolutely amazing time. Look at that. And we were about a 10th or so slower than our teammate, so a little bit of time to find in the race, but it's going to be a dry one. So let's get straight down to the grid.
Anthony Davidson is alongside me as usual for the race today. Let's begin by discussing Daniel Ricciardo. Looks like they've got a tough race in store today, as grid penalties from changing power unit components has forced them further down the field.
But on the bright side, at least those fresh components can help them maintain the power they need to come through the pack. I expect to see them take a more aggressive approach today to make up for the compromised start.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Lando Norris put in a fantastic lap yesterday and will start from pole position. And it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Verstappen, Charles Leclerc, Joker, Magnussen, Albon, Gasly, and Carlos Sainz. Perez, Stroll, Esteban Ocon, and Ricciardo, Kvyat, Raikkonen, Antonio Giovinazzi, and George Russell, De Vries, and Nicholas Latifi. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Then we're here on the grid. Let's head into race strategy and let's see. So we're going to have fresh tyres. Everyone's going to be on fresh tyres. So it's whether we go for soft. Yeah, we're going to go for super softs. We want to compete at the front early on and get some overtakes in if possible. I'm also going to do 20 laps of fuel too. And then what else we got there? That's probably about it. In terms of strategy, it's all about track position. So I will probably pit on lap number 6 to get the undercut. But let's go for it. Let's see what happens then. Let's go racing then. Lights are about to go out here. See what our start is like. Decent reaction. And a good initial launch. I'm not used to this much grip. Going around the outside of our teammate at turn 1. Job done. I don't know where he gone. I think Albon got ahead of him as well in the end there, so unlucky for him. There's so much grip out here now compared to these wet conditions we were racing in, and it feels so good, the car right now. And I think Lando Norris being at the front is going to help us out, because that McLaren's a little bit slower than the Red Bull and the Mercedes and obviously our Ferrari, so that'll help bunch the pack together a little bit. Max Verstappen gets a mistake out of that slow corners through the tunnel now. Let's see if we can get him up the inside, switch to the inside line. Oh, way too deep. But I think we'll get away with that one. Verstappen won't be happy. But 2 overtakes then off the line. We also started in 6th because Ricciardo had to replace a gearbox or an engine part and he got a grid penalty. So starting lap number 2 then. Gap to Bottas is about 1.9 seconds. Verstappen's about a second behind us. So right now we've just got to get our head down, settle into some good race pace. And like I say, Lando Norris will be doing us a favour, hopefully. Hopefully he will back these guys up. But his pacing is pretty good right now. Hopefully I've got the pace to close up, even with these guys stuck behind Norris a little bit. Car feels good. It's just whether it's as quick as those Mercedes. Probably not right now. But we'll see what we can do. Close down a little bit. Just a few tenths so far. Fastest middle sector. That will help us out massively. And we might even go a little bit deeper in the race on these super softs. Well, on these soft tyres. Let's see, 14 flat from Norris. 13.6 from us. Like I say, the McLaren is holding up the Mercedes. The Mercedes would naturally be pulling away right now, but they're having to take it easy, sitting behind the McLaren. This gives us an opportunity, and Norris a huge opportunity. He might get his first win. That'd be mad. But this is our chance to get a podium. So hopefully we can do just that. Still improving on our pace. Gap's about 1.5 seconds through that sector. The first half of the lap doesn't really suit us, but then we can open the throttle and go for it in the second half of the lap. Oh, I've run it deep again into that chicane. Need to work on that braking zone. Closing right up at the end of lap number 4. Right on the back of these guys now. We've definitely got some pace in the bag, but I feel like the Mercedes are just biding their time a little bit. Another 14.2 sort of lap time, so sticking with these guys for now anyway. We can just stick them behind them. Maybe we can grab a cheeky overtake on Bottas. But in terms of strategy, I'm just going to react to what they do. Now obviously both Mercedes can't pit at the same time, so as soon as one of them pits, I'm coming in. I'm not so fussed about what Norris is going to do. More about the Mercedes. Maybe we can grab something on Bottas here. We're going to get DRS. Overtake mode. Come on, Ferrari engine. Not quite. Oh, going for up the inside. Side by side now as we run up the hill. Oh. Gonna be on the outside. Come on. Keep it out the wall. A little bit of contact there with the wall. Oh, squeeze him out wide. Verstappen's through too. Have we got damage on the front wing? I think we might be alright. If anything, it might be slightly minor on the right end plate, but you know, I think we're going to get away with it. So we're through on Bottas. And so is Max Verstappen. That was cheeky, that. Verstappen being opportunistic. Very tight through there. I'm surprised neither of us crashed, but I would take that. Now we've just got to react to whatever Hamilton does. He will be the first of the Mercedes to pit. Right then, let's see. Lap number 7. The pit window's open for everybody else. Who's going to come in? Hamilton comes in. Ho ho ho, I've followed him. I followed him in the pit. I don't want to get stuck behind Norris. Norris stayed out. Let's see then. Oh, double stacked. Double stacked. I would have thought the team would have told him we've dived in. Oh dear. Sort of shafted our own teammate there a little bit. And I think we've got the jump on Hamilton. We've got the jump on Lewis Hamilton. That is fantastic. And we've got a little bit of clear air. Not loads of clear air, but no, we really haven't got any clear air. But we've jumped Hamilton. If we can jump Norris, who's still out, then we could be looking at getting into first place right now in the Monaco Grand Prix. Come on, let's go. Right then, everyone's in the pits. Giovinazzi's in. We're going to get some clear air now. Nice wide line around the final. Oh! DRS opened way too early. But we're through on Norris and Bottas. Oh, a little bit of a cut into turn number 1, but Bottas is now ahead of his teammate. But we lead the Monaco Grand Prix. We've got Max Verstappen chasing us down like a wild dog. But he's sticking with us about a second behind, so we lead for now. But it's all about not making a mistake now. It's so easy just throw it in the wall, and Verstappen's pace. Look, he's caught up already. We're a little bit down in sector 1. But Bottas 3rd, Albon 4th, Norris 5th. So the order's all changed, and Hamilton is way back. I wonder what happened to Leclerc. How far back is Leclerc after Ferrari double stacking us? I'd have thought his engineer would have told him, look, don't come in the pits. We've boxed last minute. But there we go. We leave Verstappen by about a second. It's going to fluctuate. The first half of the lap suits the Red Bull better. Those low speed corners, very high downforce. But our downforce isn't too bad, especially through the high speed corners, and it seems to suit the second half of the track more. So we've got a bit of fuel to save as well. Nothing to worry about, and we're about halfway through this race now, so let's get our head down, keep building on our pace, looking after the tyres of course, watching the gap to Verstappen, and let's see where we are in a few laps time. Fastest lap of the race, only just, but if we can do that we can get the extra points, and this will give us a good boost in the championship. Oh, Daniel Ricciardo's just beating it 13-4, gonna have to keep pushing. See if we can react. Yes, a 12.9. Critical on fuel. Critical on ERS. So I'm going to have to build up the battery a little bit. Now I've pushed. I've got the fast lap of the race in the bag for now anyway. Here we are then, going to be ending lap number 16. Start lap number 17. The tyres are feeling really good. We're just looking after them. Keeping nice consistent pace. And a little bit deep into turn 1 there. Verstappen about 2.5 seconds behind. Bottas and Albon then behind him, and Norris still in 5th. So far, so good. Not looking too bad at all, really. Verstappen's closed right in with about a lap to go now. Here's the final lap. I did scrape a barrier ever so slightly and took a little bit of end plate damage. We also have a problem with the car. We've got a worn ICE now, so we're slightly down on power, but shouldn't be anything to worry about. If I can just hit our apexes, take the race in line, then Verstappen shouldn't be able to get through on us. Bottas is right behind Verstappen though. Whoa. So it's pretty close come the end of this Grand Prix. And I'm starting to make a few mistakes, so I'm glad this race is only a few corners away from completing. They're right with us. overtake mode to the line, and we're going to hold on to take the win here at the Monaco Grand Prix. So there we have it, a win for Ferrari, our first win with Ferrari, and I think that might be our first win of the career mode as well. So great place to do it, the Monaco Grand Prix. Charles Leclerc in the end, obviously double stacking him, obviously help him out. We got fast lap of the race as well, so that's 26 points in the bag for us. I will take that. Verstappen in second. Hamilton ended up 6th, so decent for him, but not ideal really, because Bottas still leads the championship. We shoot up to 2nd now. Verstappen is just, what, 9 points behind us. Magnussen and Ricciardo both dropped down with poorer finishes today. In terms of constructors then, Ferrari, we remain in 2nd. Renault dropped down from, they were leading I think, but they're now behind Red Bull, so not ideal for them. So that's been it for today's episode of the F1 2020 Driver Career Mode. I hope you guys are enjoying this and the return of the series as well. This series is going to be about once or twice weekly, with MotoGP Career Mode as well, a couple of times a week, but we do have Ride 4 coming. You've seen the preview videos for Ride 4 on the channel, and Career Mode on Ride 4 will be coming very soon, so that will be the more regular series. But this is definitely staying on the channel, definitely for the probably until the next game, to be honest, at least once or twice a week. With MotoGP Career Mode as well, probably twice a week too. So there we have it. If you do like the sounds of things, get subscribed to the channel. If you enjoy this episode, smash the like button, and if you are new around here, make sure you get subscribed. So we'll see you guys in the next